Hey Sahil, welcome to WebEngage. Thank you so much for taking out your time and agreeing to do this. My name is Chirag. I lead the content marketing and special projects team here at WebEngage. For all the viewers who are viewing this for the first time, if you could just introduce yourself, what do you do currently, where do you come from, and what's your background like?
Okay, so hi everyone. My name is Sahil, and just like everyone, I start from the scratch. That I never knew that where I want to be and what exactly I want to do, and it's like so much of confusion in my life. I started off from the hotel industry, and then found it a little bit of a close yard, and then I switched to the marketing field. So I did my digital, and then it's never the stop from that time. And it's been a long time that I've worked with many boutique agencies, startup companies, and then switching it over to the Meta company. So the journey is really good. And what I have learned so far is that what you observe, what you wander around, it's just like you have to put all your experience in the current field, be it marketing or anything. So I've learned that all my experience from my school, college, or whatever the work I have done in past, everything I have implied to this field because I know the worth of it. So yes.
Nice. So your journey has been scattered around multiple places, from agencies to now sitting in Meta, right? And customer retention, when it comes to retention, I'm sure that was never your first career choice that
Yeah.
came to your mind. You sort of dropped into that role. How did that happen? Like, what got you interested into customer retention, customer engagement, and why did you choose to be in that industry in the first place?
So basically, first I'll tell you that retention is, initially there was nothing called as retention. So once you're working anywhere, you have to acquire the brand, and then from acquiring the brand to make retention of that particular brand, it's all included. Right now, the importance of retention has leveled up in such a huge manner that people now realize that acquiring a client is good, but having the retention of them is like, it's
It's
also
actually golden. It's actually
important,
profitable.
profitable.
Yes, yes.
So what it's just like a leaky bucket. I mean, like, when you put lots of money in a bucket, and with, like, on marketing, advertising, and just like if you don't know the meaning how to retain them, so there is a importance, like, increases of retention.
Interesting you call it a leaky bucket. I was just thinking of a very funny anecdote for WebEngage. We're sort of like the MCL of the acquisition world now.
You can make it any kind of twist in that. But yes, of course, I mean, like, see, retention is particularly what exactly is like, if you know the brand, you know the client, you know the value proposition, what you he bought to you, like, and then if you're not able to retain them, someone else on your behalf is able to retain them. That will take a long time because they want to understand their business. But if you know that brand, why can't you retain to that particular business?
Exciting. If you don't retain them, somebody else
Somebody
will.
else will do that.
Wow, that's a powerful one. Uh, so obviously, you spoke about retention, your current experience with Meta, your previous experience with agencies. Uh, there was a lot of learning along the way. I'm pretty sure of that. What is that one thing that you learned very late in your career that if you knew earlier on would have changed the game for you altogether?
So, like I said before in the starting, that I was a very confused guy. Like, I don't know nothing what to do. Even today, I don't know what to do exactly. But yes, this is important, that you don't know what to do, and then you, like, apply all your skills, whatever you learned, whatever current field you are which you're choosing, to that. And that, the things start happening by its own. If you are just one game implies over here is the focus game. If you, like, focus on what currently you are doing and apply all your skills in that, there, when things start rolling your way, then you understand, okay, I'm made for this thing. This is the only
Interesting. So, if I was to summarize, start with a blank slate.
Yeah,
Focus on what you're doing
focus
right
on
now,
what
and your path will keep coming to you.
keep coming to you.
Interesting, interesting. So, having said that, right, with all these years of experience that you have, obviously you face a lot of challenges today, right? Be it through people, through processes, or even on a personal front, right? Me, for example, I find physical fitness my biggest roadblock to my success. What is that one thing that you would want to change in the way you work today across these three parameters that would set you for the next 10 years to come?
Okay, well, thanks, Chirag, that you have asked me this question. So, I want to answer in a way that it's very hard to convince everyone. And you are not here to convince everyone. Each of us is not here to convince any other person. It's just about convincing yourself, apart from this motivational quotes and all, but it's an actual fact that, you know what, if you like go on the data side of it, and like there are lots of things like, you know, pulling out the data, connecting that dots to your particular brand and everything, and then making a deal out of it with your client. So it is also important, but I mean the major factor is in this scenario is that you start with zero.
Mhm.
Okay, if you start with zero, if there is a ballpark figure that any of your like superiors that gives to you, you know the way that you have to reach over there, and then you'll start finding the ways out of it.
Mhm.
And then there you go. And like for me particularly, there is lots of convincing to people, convincing my like, you know, client partners, CSMs. It's a good thing, but I mean, like, I first convince myself that whether I am convinced from this, then they will be convinced from that. It's just starts with you.
So self conviction is
Self
something
conviction.
that you should probably work towards.
Yes.
And once you are convinced about something, it becomes easier to convince others.
Definitely.
Fair enough, fair enough. So with that said, we come to the next segment of this session, which is called Never Have I Ever.
Okay.
So you can take this and I will ask you a bunch of questions. You can choose to answer them or not answer them.
Okay.
And if you choose to answer them, do help me with some justification towards it.
Okay.
All right. So my first question to you is, never have I ever created a failed campaign and then blamed it on others.
I have.
Oh, nice. Finally. That's a first, by the way.
That's
Nice.
that's a middle step of retention.
Nice. Nice. So what was it like? Talk me through it. What happened?
So basically, it's like it's about the client. He's a surgeon,
Mhm.
and like there are lots of campaigns that you have created. It's just, I won't call it fake, but I call it a demo one.
Mhm.
So the results, definitely it matters when there is a live campaign. But I showed him the case study for that, this similar campaign, because I've dealt with the healthcare clients previously as well. So I told my client that this is the same results in a huge numbers you're gonna get
Mhm.
when you have to, like, you know, when we do your marketing and everything. So he said, can you create the same campaign? Now when I started that campaign, he wanted the similar campaign I did for my previous client.
Mhm.
When I created that campaign, so there was a difference in numbers. I mean, like the leads, the cost per leads and everything, like, you know, is high, extremely
Yeah.
high. And then I twisted around, and then
Okay.
I won't go in the depth of it right now. But yes, of course, I mean, like, it's important not to fake it, but yes, create a vision in your client. But and then the numbers that matters. I mean, like, yeah, upar niche, it's a part of it.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So coming to the next one, when you were using WebEngage, right? Never have I ever sent a campaign with failed personalization tags.
No, never.
You've never done that.
No.
Wow, that's another first as well. So everybody that I've spoken to has said that at least at some point in time we've sent the wrong name or the wrong product, or just missed the personalization altogether. We've done that.
Yeah, I
Uh,
have a reason for it. Like, you know what, there are lots of brands that you work on. I truly understand.
Mhm.
But that campaign is something, I mean, like, you know, which gives value to your like your clients.
Mhm.
And so that I first said in the starting that focus is very important for me. Like, even if I don't know what to say, what to not, but I, when I'm sitting in front of my laptop and checking the data on my smartphone, I have a eagle eye on the campaigns and the data and all of it. So that eagle eye is important. That won't distract you for things.
Nice.
And
Nice.
even if you're having lots of clients, one thing is very important, that you should make a framework in your mind, like what exactly you have to proceed with, and even if the time constraints, I mean, you have to check how much time priority you have to give to that value of the client first. So that is important.
So I would say, create a checklist in mind first, and then follow that checklist diligently.
Exactly.
Nice, nice. So since you come from an agency background, right? I know the answer to this one, but never have I ever tweaked my reports to save my ass.
That too, I won't deny. I have.
I know, I expected that.
I have to go home early, and each time my manager pulls me over that I want that report, and also
happens, right? Never have I ever sprayed a campaign to achieve my month-end numbers.
I have. I can say I did it for one time, but yes, of course, I have.
Nice, nice. Did it backfire in any way?
No, I hide it. I changed the topic when we discussed one
Okay, okay, fair enough. We'll also keep our mouths quiet. Never have I ever picked a bone with my manager because he asked me to run a stupid campaign that did not make sense.
Actually, I have, and I got fired for that.
Wow. Interesting. I'd love to know more what happened.
Okay, so it was my initial days when I just joined the company. And so, when you work with any client from any sector, any industry, basically, so you have a bond with that client. That bond is like they trust you. And even in every agency or any marketing companies, they have people who they can trust, who bought them results. So one of my client who was trusting me, and they want to target a very niche market. That was a real estate client. They want to target a very niche market. So specifically what happened in that is that I was targeting the right audience, but my superior came in picture, and then they said they won't get good results from there, and there can be a difference in the campaign numbers and everything. We make it broad, but I differentiated in the comparison of it, and I said that no, I want to go for the niche one. And then he convinced me about it, and I said it's okay. My willingness is that to not to go with the broader one, instead the niche one, because that is also the client expectations out of it. He said no, do whatever I said. I said okay. And then once we did that and the campaign failed and the client got their hands off from that company with them, every blame came on me that why you haven't. Cannot name my superior about it, and then I said it's okay, with the client I'm also leaving the company.
But the good part of this is you were true to your client, you were true to your work, and no matter what the outcome, you stood your ground, right?
Definitely.
And that's what matters, and that's what shows your character and your diligence and your ethics towards work and your client success. Kudos to that.
I believe it does. I mean, but yes, of course, I mean, it feels bad that certain things happen, but as you said, it's
anything that happens only makes you stronger, right?
Make you stronger, yeah.
You're working with Meta today. Like everything is well in the past.
Well in the past, yeah.
Nice.
Worked out well in the past.
Nice. So with that, Sahil, thank you so much for taking out your time and agreeing to do this. I hope to see you soon, and we'll do this in a more offline way. We'll pop beers and we'll have a candid conversation around this.
I would love
but for now, thank you so much. Thank you so much for taking out your time. Have a nice day.
Taking your time for the interview.
Thank you so much.